Yeah, so hi again. In this video, we are going to learn about the third case, which is exclusive close-ended intervals. So I'll directly jump to the question. So prepare a spreadsheet to classify the earned leave data of 100 employees of a government department at retirement. Classify according to following intervals. So if you see here, we have the first class interval ending at 60 and the second class interval beginning at 60 only, right? So in case we have a frequency 60, it is not included here, but it is included here. So that is how it is exclusive. And we have defined class intervals here, the last one and the first one. That means it is closed ended. So the question says you are required to generate the number of earned leaves accumulated by 100 employees. The leaves vary between 1 and 300. Then they tell you to fix the values. After that, they ask you to compute statistical parameters such as mean, standard deviation, mode, skewness, kurtosis, median, largest value, and smallest value. In the fourth part, they ask you to classify the data on the basis of the above class intervals to create a frequency distribution. Calculate the mean and standard deviation of the grouped data. Prepare a pie chart for the above frequency distribution. So let me see what are the groups here: 0 to 60, 60 to 120 till 300. So let's directly go to our Excel sheet. First, because we are not given the data, we will generate random numbers. So I'll use the command rand between 1 and 300. Since we need the data for 100 employees, so we will extend it to a set of 100 values, right? So since these will keep changing, so that means we need to fix this set of data. So I'll press Control C, bring my cursor here, click on paste and paste values. So that means now I have fixed the data. Then quickly I'll calculate all the the statistical parameters from ungrouped data: skewness, kurtosis. Then they had asked for standard deviation or variability. After that, we can calculate maximum and minimum. So this is kind of a repetition from the previous videos, but since they've asked in the question, so I'll do it again. For median, again select the data, close the bracket, press enter. For mode, so our mode is 81. So our highest occurring frequency is 81 here. Skewness, so data is slightly positively skewed, right? Kurtosis, standard deviation, then your max, the maximum value is 299 and the minimum one. So that means there are certain employees in the office who have taken only one leave in the past year, right? So now we will quickly move on to our grouped data. So for that, we need to create lower and upper limits. So if we look back, we have 0 to 60, 60 to 120 till 300. 60 to 120 to 180. So the data is quite simple, it's exclusive, and we don't have any open-ended interval in either in the beginning or the last, right? So we will move on. But one thing you need to take care of here uh, is you have to create bins, right? Because in the case of exclusive data, there is always a doubt whether 60 will come here or 60 should go here, right? So we always put it in the next class interval, right? So if there is any figure that we will put in the second class interval, right? So that means 59 will come till here, right? And 60 will go in the next one. Similarly, until 119, it will go here, right? Until 179. So we just need to, deduct one value here and 219. Since this is a small set of data, so I've done it manually. Otherwise, you can put a formula here, right? That this cell minus 1, and then you can drag it till below. So you will get the bins. So now we will calculate our frequency. So for that, you have to select this whole area, go to your formula bar, start typing the formula of frequency. It is somehow not showing in my formula bar, but as you can see, we will now select the data array and it is showing here the formula, right? So this is my data array, right? Then I'll press comma and my bins array. So my bins are these, right? I'll close the bracket, then Control Shift and Enter. So I've got my frequency here. Then I'll calculate the midpoints, which is also addressed as X, right? So for that, equal to bracket start, my lower limit plus my upper limit, bracket close, divided by 2. Now I'll simply drag this formula and we'll get the values for other class intervals also. Now I'll calculate fx. So fx is frequency multiplied by our midpoint, right? Then I'll drag this formula. Similarly, I'll calculate fx square. So I'll select this too. I'll press Control 1. I'll click on superscript, press OK. So fx square is frequency into x into x again. So I'll drag this formula. So if you see here, right? So I can also fix this formula because this formula is relatively changing in all, they are adjusting the cells. In case I want a certain cell to remain fixed, then I press F4, right? And then a dollar sign will appear for your row also and for your column also. Then you fix that certain cell in your formula. Here I don't need to fix, so I've not used it. So I think that is it. We will calculate the totals now. To avoid confusion, I'll just write total here. Then sum. So this should come to 100. then our sum of fx and sum of fx square. So let's proceed to calculate our mean and standard deviation, variance, and then standard deviation. So for mean, I have to divide this, which is sigma of fx divided by sigma of f. So my mean is 151. Now coming to your variance. So it will be sigma fx square. I'll put it in bracket. So sigma fx square divided by sigma f bracket closed minus bracket start, then an internal bracket again. So sigma fx divided by sigma f. Now I'll take a square of this and then the outer bracket closed. So this is my variance. I'll calculate the square root for it. So give the address of this cell. Instead of writing the values, we always give the address of the cell, because in case the value changes here, so the standard deviation will automatically adjust. So you don't have to make the changes in all the cells. So this is my result for ungrouped data. Now if I have to insert a pie chart, so I'll select this area, go to insert, go to pie chart. So this is how it appears. So we can adjust it, but this is exactly what we want. My cursor is somehow not moving. Yeah. Yeah. So for my frequency, you can choose this one also, right? So this is how it is going to be displayed. And you can edit your pie chart. So I'll leave that to you. And this is it about this case. I'll stop recording.